Hey everyone, good evening. Welcome to episode 4 of the Michael Boothby Show. Tonight, my guest is Alex Scott, who I met in Milwaukee. My girlfriend Sasha and I were up there for her birthday weekend back in the end of January. We went to an amazing coffee shop, and he was working as a barista, and we started talking about art, and he invited us to his art installation, which we didn't get a chance to go to, but the pictures looked really cool. And actually, he's just joining now, so I'm going to bring him on the broadcast. Let's see, how can I do that? All right, boom. I'm going to bring you up on camera now, Alex. Add news to the declined. Okay, it said he declined. Let's try again. All right, let's try again. Yeah, Alex, if you're watching, make sure your phone's in the horizontal position on a tripod or whatever, and just you should be able to accept the call. This is my first time doing this virtually, so it's all a learning process. Hey, man, there you are. How's it going?
Yo. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
I wasn't anticipating.
Cool. There
How's
you
it
are.
going?
Good, man. How's it going? How's your day been?
Oh, busy. I work in a school, right?
Okay. You work in school. That what you said? Yeah. So you said you're 33, and you said you're a sign language interpreter.
Yeah. I'm a sign language interpreter. Sorry, I have deaf friends, so I'm trying to
Cool.
sign at the same time. It's kind of
Yeah.
hard, but
That's amazing. Yeah. No. How'd you get into that?
wow. Well, a long time ago when I was in the Stone Age, when I was 21 around that age, I decided I wanted to go back into college. But I like changed my major like 5 times. And really before I decided on sign language interpreter, I decided on funeral director.
Wow. So,
Then I changed it for the last time, yeah, to sign language. It started as like a hobby, but
okay.
then I started picking it up and I started signing more and meeting more deaf people, and I really, really, I liked it. So I just changed my major one last time. No big deal.
Yeah, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I'm someone who I started out pre-med like every other college kid who doesn't know what they want to do, and they're like, I'll be a doctor. Um, but when I started, I was like, I wanted to study history because I always liked history, and I imagined that, oh, I'll use this history that'll make me stand out from the bio pre-med kids, and and then that turned into, I ended up doing an internship with the State Department. I was like, maybe I'll work in the government, foreign policy. And then I ended up working on a cruise ship and then moving to Chicago to be like a performer. And so I don't know, it's funny how you go into college with these ideas, and then as you kind of learn and grow, it just kind of evolves.
Right. Um, yeah, so for me, like I said, I changed my major like 5 times. So like before that I wanted to go to do X-ray or like radiology,
Okay.
or I wanted to be, let me see, if I can remember, computer design,
Okay, yeah.
shoot, electrician, all those things, yeah.
Cool.
But one thing I always knew is I wanted to like connect with people.
Yeah.
Communication of some kind. Really like since I was 4, I've been doing art,
Hmm.
but I kind of like got away from that path, which was sad. But I'm happy to be back.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's talk more about your art, because I mean, from at least the pictures I've seen, it looks so cool.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, let me start all the way from the beginning, and hopefully I don't yammer your ear off. But
Okay. Yeah.
um, yeah, like I said, I've been drawing since I was 4 years old. Well, from at
Wow.
least from what I can remember. Before
Cool.
probably the I can remember with that. But yeah, it's always been a kind of, I don't know, therapy for me to
Yeah.
like draw. I think it's a lot of thoughts. As a young boy, I had like a lot of thoughts swirling around in there. So
Yeah.
when I do like, it kind of takes all these thoughts and boom, right to the paper, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, it's funny. I always like, I've always struggled with visual art. I remember even being in elementary school and taking art classes, and I always hated it. Like I didn't have the patience, and even when I did try, my art, it was never that good. But so for me, it was always theater. I always loved theater, and I still remember in sixth grade, I got the lead role in the musical. It was Bye Bye Birdie, or one. I was Mr. McAfee, and I just remember I was like going out, and I had to like sit and like set this breakfast table behind the curtain while the scene was going on. And then I knew, like, when the scene ended, there was applause, and then I just remember the curtain coming up and just like all these lights, and it was like three to 500 people in the audience, and I was just like, oh my God, this is go time. And I remember just doing it, and I just did this scene, and it ended with a song, and I got all the way to the song, and then like I got the applause, and it was just like, I remember walking backstage and I was like, I want to do this for the rest of my life. It was just, I don't know, it was just something so magical about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. When we follow our passions, I guess if I want to call it that, yeah, our
Yeah,
passions, yeah, it feels like that. It feels really like exciting and nothing can beat it.
yeah.
And with my art, I never thought really that I'd be public with my art and I try starting a new business or anything like
Mm.
that. But I'm really happy with the way that life has been going. You know, it's a roller coaster.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know that.
But you know, I connected with some friends that I knew from a long time ago, and you know, we sat down and we're eating. And actually, it's my friend Sean. She contacted me. I grew up with her husband more so. I knew her
Mm.
for maybe around 10 years ish,
Okay.
and the same with her husband, maybe a little bit more. But she contacted me. We had lost contact, and then she found me after all those years, and we just sat down, and she was looking at my art, and she was like, "Wow, this is really like good and
Wow.
marketable. Like we can, you know, print it and send it out to people." And I just thought, you know, okay,
Yeah.
people tell me that. I don't want to brag, but people do tell me that, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, thank you. And I just
Yeah.
kind of left it, but like she was serious, and um, she has some experience in like marketing and advertising. So she has been kind of like helping me, and me and her, we decided to come together and start a business. Her and her husband, three of us, we started this business, and it's called True, TRUU, and it's an acronym for truly representing urban underground.
Love that. Yeah, cool.
And really for me, sorry, my dog's barking.
It's okay.
And really for me, hey, come on, sit down. Really for me, um, it caused me to think about a lot. Like we sat down and we talked about our business and what we want to put out there into the world.
Hmm.
And for me, it's been positivity. There's been a lot of
Yeah.
like that happened for all of us, really. But for me, particularly, I've been just working through a lot in my life, and I'm so like grateful that she contacted me to help me, kind of in a way, it's like therapy for me.
Yeah.
You know, to do my art and to think about where I was before and what's happening until now. And with the business, what I want to put out there, there's a lot of messages, but overall, it's love and love
Yeah.
for like what you do and love for art and other people and like collaborate. I live in River West, okay?
Yeah.
I am surrounded by really skilled artists of all
Yeah.
kinds, and I know them all too. And so, like, in starting this business, I was seeking kind of like a new family and
Yeah.
people who share the same like ideas as me and dreams, and we get together and sit down and come up with art. And
Mm.
really, that beats all the money in the world.
Yeah.
To be able to like feed your soul is beautiful.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I love that it's like you're going into this business, with the sole intention of just inspiring, just putting some more positivity in the world. Just especially right now, we're in such a transitional time. We have all these old systems breaking down, these new ones being created. But a lot of people are kind of scared, and they can feel what's going on, and but they're not quite sure what's happening. And so I think right now is the time for artists to step up, and to take those roles as leaders and to guide people, but also to inspire them. I mean, 'cause it's like I think a lot of artists fear marketing, or we want to make our art, but we don't. We kind of think marketing is gross or dirty, or we just don't want to do it. And I think the artists who do go for it or find the support for it, um, it just enables you to bring your art to a wider audience, and make a bigger impact.
True. Exactly. That's what our business. That's what we want to like do for artists. For me, particularly my business partner, she kind of picked up that like she calls it the details. The
Hmm.
detail.
I
It's not
like
that I
that.
don't want to do it. It's just that, like I don't understand it, or I'm trying to, and I'm picking it up as we go. But she is a whiz, and she's teaching me so much. And she should be watching right now, so I love you. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a picking up for me and learning how to, let's say, do Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and how to target the audience I want.
Yeah.
She's teaching me that, and I'm starting. So like, y'all watch out. I'm starting now to like pick it up and understand what to do.
Yes.
But also like it's helping me to really like dig deep and really start creating, experimenting. Yeah, it's really nice. It's like exercise, and
Yeah.
like the more
Yeah.
you do it, the more like new things that I discover, or I try out and see what works for me as an artist to help me grow.
Yeah, it's this cool discovery, and I'm in the same boat right now, just like with this show. Like I kind of booked up this whole week, and I booked up most of March. Most weeknights, I'm gonna be here at 7 p.m. Central Time, just talking to people, and I've never done this before. I mean, and even the first, I've been getting into Facebook Live this past few months, and there's been a bunch of hiccups. Even last night, our show, we had our phone set up for Instagram, and then my friend Jenny, who I'm staying with, her internet just wasn't working, and the Facebook feed we never even got it up. So but at the end, we had people watching on Instagram. We didn't have a lot, but my friend Drew was watching, and he was asking questions the whole time. And I think that's really why I'm doing this, is to if I can reach one person and have them hear the inspiration of my guests, and even what my kind of philosophies about art and life and creativity, if even if just one person is affected by that, then that's amazing. Then I'm using this technology, this social media, to make a difference, to inspire positivity. And maybe someone sees this show and they get inspired to go create something, or to do their own show. Which I hope anyone watching. It says there's 4 people watching. If you guys are watching, can you guys give me like a like or a love if what I'm saying is resonating? Am I making sense? Feel free to type any comments about anything while I'm speaking. It is kind of strange to do this. You set up a camera and you're by yourself, and so it always helps to kind of get some feedback if you're watching. Press like, love, haha. Hey, yeah, you can press the angry button. Maybe I don't know if what I'm saying is making you angry, but and if it is, we can talk about that too. Um, but yeah, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to you, because there's something you sent in your bio. that interested me and said, you're kind of working on this comic book, but not just for entertainment, as kind of a way for you to process a lot of like maybe your pain and your trauma. And that, for me, that's very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try and break it down as simply for you because there's a lot of complicated things that are like involved in like the traumatic scars in your
Yeah.
head and in your heart. And like for me, I grew up religious, and
Yeah.
this is not like disrespecting anyone who's religious. Respect
Mm.
to everyone.
Yeah.
For me, I grew up Jehovah's Witness,
Wow.
and for me, it was very difficult being who I was. Um,
Yeah.
I, I identify as queer
Yeah.
or fluid, whatever you want to call it. Um, and for me, I've known it since I was 6 years old.
Wow.
Right. But I
Did
always
it?
kept it inside. But
Yeah.
apparently, for some of my friends, they knew already. But it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
But like the thing is, like being in an environment that doesn't suit you
Yeah.
and it doesn't give you like that room to grow and develop as a person, it can really like cause some negative things and effects. Like for me, it caused like
Yeah.
depression, and like anxiety, and feeling confused all the time, not feeling like connected to my family or the
Yeah.
religion itself, or just like feeling like you're just lost. You don't know where to go.
Yeah.
So before I came out, which is a year ago this month actually.
Wow. So you were 32 when you
Right.
came
Well,
out.
actually, yep. It was. I was 32, and I just had my 33rd birthday, like
Wow.
right before I came out. Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible.
Right. And I also left my religion the December before that. So really,
Wow.
everything was like recent.
It was
And
like your year of
my
you're like no more. Done. I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be.
right, because when you try and suppress who you are as a person, there's no good from that.
We can
It's gonna be
we can say that again. That's amazing. Yeah, I agree 100%. I just want to repeat that. When you guys, when you try to suppress who you really are, there's no good. No good's gonna come from that. Yeah.
right. Yeah. So I saw the negative effects after a while. It only took me 32 years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Better late than
Because
never.
right, right, that's true. When you grow up in a religion and you're being taught these things from, for me, it was a baby on through till I was 32,
Yeah.
and and you just like believe it and you go and you follow it. But then when you start thinking for yourself and like listening to your body,
Mm.
the truth, excuse me, the truth will always come out.
Yeah.
It will. Nature laughs last, right?
Yeah. I love
So
what you said there though about listening to your body because I know we're such a heady culture, you know. We watch so much, you know, media and you know, we like to read and write, and that's kind of where we get most of our information. But I think a lot of Americans, and maybe even a lot of people in the world, are just we're not a very embodied people. You know, and so we get stuck in our heads, and yet, like, you know, if we really just listened to what our bodies, if we danced more and just moved, I think there's so much that we could learn exactly just by listening to our bodies. And what do our bodies want? It's not even about what we want, what our heads want, what our minds want. And I think when we learn to listen to our body, um, you know, that opens up a lot more. And maybe a question I have for you is how did you learn to listen to your body, and what did that look like?
it's a good question. I think for me, well, in the school I work at,
Mm,
we do this thing where we we ask these questions to ourselves.
Mm.
Stop. What's the feeling you feel?
Mm.
Identify it. And then that's where we can start analyzing. For
Mm.
me, I didn't feel like there was any love in my life
Yeah.
of any kind. And I'm not saying that my family or, and I put quotations around this, friends
Yeah.
didn't
Sure.
love me. Some really
Yeah.
didn't love me when you like see things clearly, but some really, they just tried to love me. And
Yeah.
I can't fault them for that, but it's not the kind of love I was looking for or like what my body needed.
Yeah.
And you see everybody else out there, and like I said, it's not about like money or
Yeah.
like being like flashy, but it's more about seeing what you want as a person. What do you want? And you see other people like getting what they want.
Mm.
And you ask yourself, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
I've been following everything since, I was a baby and nothing's happening for me. I seem to be like in the same spot and just staying there.
And I think that's interesting what you just said. You said like, I've been living this, but things aren't going my way. What am I doing wrong? And I think that's another thing that's so common in our culture is that when things aren't working out for us in our lives, we blame ourselves first. I think our culture has conditioned us to do that. We see so much advertising that says, your hair, if you're older, you need to dye your hair, or if you're a man, you need to, if you losing hair is bad, you're not just allowed to age with grace, and you're not allowed to just feel things, and you're not allowed to just express yourself, and all this culture is just kind of thrown down our throats, and we never ask for it, and yet here we are, and it's like it takes work, it takes hard fucking work to find out who you are. And it's even more work to know who you are and then to live it every day. 'Cause I know I had last year was a big year for me of self-discovery, and I learned a lot about myself, and I learned who I was, and I learned who I wanted to be. And then what I found, the trap that I fell in was I found that the person who I was at that present moment was so far from who I wanted to be, and I let that really get me down. And I think that was a big cause of my depression. And I just kind of gave up. I said, it's too big. How can I get there? And I think the only way that, eventually, I suffered a lot this year, quietly. It was hard to talk about. Um, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I just woke up one day and said, "Yeah, I'm done. I want to be this man. I want to live this amazing life." And I don't know. I did a lot of breath work, and obviously, I was also in a bipolar research study, a research study for bipolar depression, and that was also the same day that I went on the medication. So, I don't want to factor that out as well, but it's, I think it was also a choice. I just chose that day that I wasn't going to suffer anymore, and I was ready to do the work, whatever that meant. To live this life, and now I'm in Durango. I'm gonna be here for the next 3 months doing this training. I'm writing a book. I'm filming a documentary about this whole experience, and that just came onto my plate on Monday, and I'm not shying away from it. It's almost like, I don't know, when you make that choice to be who you always were, to be who you're meant to be, to live your soul's vision. It's like all this stuff just starts coming at you, and it's like all that's left is the work, and it's divine. It's this divine work. I've never been busier, but I'm loving everything I'm doing. I feel like it's going to have such an impact on these communities and the planet. Yeah, I don't. Maybe did you feel the same? Like when you decided you said, I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna proudly declare who I am, and then you start this business, and it's like it's amazing what opens up for you. So maybe if you want to talk about your experience with that and how your life changed after you decided to just live it.
Sorry, I had a little
Hey,
cold.
no worries.
Literally, everything you just said was the same for
Mm.
me. I mean, I saw like other friends getting married, and like having kids and like going on vacation with like their significant others or whoever they're with. And yeah, like one thing I can say for me,
Mm.
because everybody's like journey is different.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like I found the key to life.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's just from my perspective. But really, I feel like everybody could like use it and benefit from it. And
Yeah.
that is to like live openly and
Mm.
truthfully all the time.
Yeah.
Even if you're in the wrong. Like analyze yourself and evaluate yourself like often.
Yeah.
Like, am I wrong for this? Does my foot need to be adjusted? Like, think about those things.
Yeah.
Nobody really thinks about how they can change themselves to like improve. They feel like, okay, I got the job. I'm married now. I have the kids in the house. Okay, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and be an asshole. Like, no, you need
Yeah.
to
It's like you're choosing
continue.
that.
Right, you're choosing that. And what you need to choose is to be a good person. And what you
Yeah.
need to choose is to not be racist and to not be like misogynistic and to
Yeah.
not be like homophobic. Like all those things. Why choose to be those things, you know? Even if you like grew up in that. And I grew up surrounded with that. Just
Yeah.
to let you know. But as a young boy, I knew that was wrong
Yeah.
because in my head, I was like, why do you want to be me? Why do you want to hate people? Why do you want to leave people out?
Yeah.
No, you want to you want to like be a good person. That's what you want. And you want to spread that. We're trying to change the world, but
Yeah.
people don't want to do the work for it. And
No.
right now, that's what me and you do. We're doing the work for it, and it is not easy, okay? It is not
No.
easy. Sometimes I sit down and I want to draw, and then all of a sudden my brain goes, and I'm like, I guess I'll go to sleep now. And then
Yeah, man. Yeah.
yeah, and then like um some days like my boyfriend's trying to get my attention. I'm like, don't touch me, don't touch me. I'm drawing, I'm drawing, I'm drawing.
Yeah, a minute. Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, with
And
with
you know,
music. Yeah.
right, right. And then I have like the relationship, and you have to work on that, and that's not easy either.
No.
And then you have things from like your past that still like haunt you whoop, whoop, in your head. That's why for my business, I started doing what I call pep talks,
Mm.
or the way I sign it, pep talks.
Yeah.
And really for me, sometimes when I wake up and I come out and I set up like my phone for like recording, I look at the camera and I just press it and I start talking. Because sometimes when I wake up, I have something boop on my mind right away.
Yeah. You got to get it out. You got to get it out onto the page before it's gone.
Right. And but then also it's good to like talk through it because
Mm.
sometimes when you like talk through things and you put it out into like the world, into the universe, all of a sudden, boom, there's the answer right there.
Yeah, you just
And
got to
really,
get it out. Whatever it is. Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, yeah, I just want to say, yeah, I mean, that's kind of a philosophy that I've taken in the last year, and also from sitting in multiple ceremonies with ayahuasca, and the message that she's given me is like, whatever that is inside of you, good, bad, weird, you got to get that shit out. You got to get it out. You got to move, and you have to move it out, especially if it's trauma, especially if it's these negative thoughts, because these negative thoughts, it's like, you know, our minds are like these gardens, and all those negative thoughts that you tell yourself every day, they're like weeds, and the more you keep telling yourself this negativity, the more they grow and they take over this garden. And I know, because that's what I was doing. That's what I did most of my life, and I would have these moments where I would start to feel a little positive, and then the negative thoughts would come back in, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to give the microphone back to you. Why? I couldn't tell you. I mean, I think there's comfort. I think there's comfort in what we know. And a lot of us know negativity. A lot of us know shame, and we know guilt. And even though these are these negative emotions, that make us feel bad, it's like that we're comfortable in them because we don't know joy. We don't know love. A lot of people don't know love, and it's so sad. We think that like we need to find love outside of ourselves, or we need to find that perfect person. When in reality, love it's everywhere, and you can cultivate it for yourself. And when you do that, that's when you find love. And this is why I say, in my dating coaching. And it's so funny. Debbie just joined. My friend Debbie. Hey, Debbie. And that's Debbie's been doing this training with me, and it's something that even she's witnessed. That as soon as she started thinking positively about herself and really loving herself, Debbie went out to a bar the day after our level 2 training. And this beautiful man just walked up to her. I was texting her. She was like, "You wouldn't believe, like an angel, he just appeared." And I was like, "Of course he did." And they hung out. He walked her back to her car, and it was so sweet. And it's like, that's what I try to teach my clients. Hey, Debbie, I do life coaching. I do dating coaching, and that's like the main thing I try to tell the guys I work with is like, it's not even, you don't have to do anything. You don't have, it's like there's nothing to seek, and it's like it's all in you. And the more you better yourself, and the more you start thinking these positive things and start thinking about this man you want to be, like that woman just appears because she has no choice. That's like it's a universal law of like what you put out, what you give is what you'll get. And a lot of people don't understand that, and they say, "Oh, I can't. Why my dating life is awful. I keep meeting these people. This keeps happening to me." We fall into this victim mindset, which again, we love to be victims in America. Oh my God, do we love it? We love to be helpless. We love to just take a pill because there's something wrong with me. And this pill will take me, or I'll do this diet. And it's like, exactly like you said, we don't look at ourselves, and we don't really see like the way we treat ourselves. Most people say the awful shit to themselves every day. I used to do it too. And it's like, you wouldn't talk like that to your child. You wouldn't talk like that to your best friend. And it's like, why do we think it's okay to talk to ourselves in that way? And when we do that, we attract the negativity, we attract the drama. And it's like, that's a hard pill for people to swallow. And that's when it was a hard one for me to swallow. It took me years. And as Debbie just said, over time, the powerlessness happens. Debbie was in multiple marriages and experienced a lot of that. It's like almost this learned helplessness. I've experienced that in my depression. I got to a point where I said, "Fuck it. Why should I even get out of bed? Why would I think why would I think my life could improve or get any better?" And that's a fucking tough place to be, because once you're there, it's like, how do you get out of that? Because you're the one in your head telling you this, and it's like you're directing your life, and now your life's a tragedy. And I don't know, you got to do whatever it takes to snap yourself out of that. And it takes good friends, it takes support, it takes community. And I don't think we have a lot of communities anymore in America. And that's why I love what you're doing, man. It's like, I think through your business, through your art, you're creating community. And community is the way forward for the 21st century.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do is, to create a community, and really all the things that I've been wanting and praying for, like way back when I would pray for, like, to feel just happy again,
Yeah.
and like to feel connected to something. I didn't feel connected to like the Black community. I didn't feel like connected to any community, like I said before. And with this business, really, it's like magical how everything is happening,
Yeah.
Um, like I found love, and with this business, with me pushing myself, forcing myself to go out there and do modeling and like take pictures and take these opportunities to do art and feed my soul.
Yeah.
That's when everything started to just fall into my lap. But
Yeah.
understand, like you said, if you want a butterfly, you need to be a butterfly.
It's so
And
true. Yeah. You like
Yeah.
whatever you're searching for, you have to be that. And it's like, and then it just happens. Also, Matt says, "Hey Boothby, hope you're doing good, dude." Thanks, Matt, dude. Thanks for tuning in, man. Also, guys, if you're watching, if any of this is resonating with you, please like press the comments, press like, press love, because that's gonna help more people, you know, tune in and check it out. And also, it gives me some feedback. You know, am I crazy? Am I just like this guy who's like this just insane, just spouting nonsense? I don't think I am. I think I'm speaking the truth, and I don't think a lot of people are doing that. And I'm gonna be here every week with new people like Alex, you know, people who are making a difference in their lives, in their communities, and creating change. Because we need that. We're at a time we need to create change, guys. We need to literally be the change that we want to see in the world. Because these systems right now, our government, they're not going to do it. No one's going to say, it doesn't matter who you vote for. Everyone gets so upset, well, who are you voting for? It doesn't matter, because they're not going to change your life, and they're not going to change the way you think. And it has to start from you. And if everyone believed this, if everyone believed that we had the power to change our lives, then we would change the whole world, and we wouldn't even need to vote. And that's something that I believe, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm in Durango. That's why I'm doing this training. That's why I'm making a documentary. That's why I'm writing a book about how to communicate authentically over swipe dating apps. Because swipe dating apps, everyone thinks, oh, Tinder, it's so shallow, blah, 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 social media. And it's like, no. Social media is an incredible tool that can be used to connect with anyone. And you can do whatever you want with that relationship. And it's like we put these labels on things. You know, we have these judgments and these assumptions about technology and social media and about each other. And it's like, why? Why? I think, like Alex said, we should all really be questioning everything that we think we know about our lives. Jeff says,
Right. True.
hold on, Jeff says, I
I'm
love you,
sorry.
Mike. One question, are you wearing guy liner? I am. I am, Jeff, because I've decided that the image that I want to be is a combination of Freddie Mercury and Johnny Depp. And you can't see my whole outfit, but I think I did a pretty decent job. And you know what? I've decided I love wearing eyeliner. I'm going to start wearing it every day. And I know people are going to probably judge him. Oh, what's wrong with Michael? Is he gay? Is this and that? And I don't give a fuck anymore. I'll say it. I don't care. You can judge me, because really, who are you judging? You're judging yourself.
True. I started wearing lipstick.
Hell yeah, man. It's like, hell yeah, go for it. Why not?
And it's funny. I have a funny story about that. Like doing what you feel and just like acting on it, because you never know what's gonna happen. For me, it
No.
was my first. It was my first time. Uh, I was going to like a modeling like callback, and they're asking for like models to do like a runway show.
Yeah.
So that means I get to put on the clothes and walk out in front of everybody. And so like I did it, but before, when I was at home, I was thinking, because me and my boyfriend, we were thinking about like actually leaving and and going on like a little vacation like with his brother
Yeah.
at their house about 2.5 hours away. But that day, David is his name. He told me, he was like, "You should go to that like callback. Just
Yeah.
go."
Yeah.
And I went, "Okay." And so I'm at home and I'm sitting, and the time's getting closer, and I'm like feeling really nervous. And I put on like all black, 'cause that's what they asked for. Okay, all black. And I bought these new shoes from Value Village.
Mm.
I don't know if you've heard of it before.
No.
It's a thrift store. So they
Cool.
were they were like cheap, but they were really nice, like expensive shoes, but for like the low low.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Nice.
bought these shoes. They were black. They're Allen Edmonds, and it's really expensive shoes. So I was like, oh, this is cool. Okay, maybe this will make me feel like more like confident. So I got these shoes, and they're like these nice loafers, and I got like the black clothes, and I get dressed up, and I put the shoes on, and I'm looking in the mirror, and then I thought about like Halloween. I bought black lipstick because I wanted to be a vampire But then I was like, well, maybe I'll try and put on the lipstick.
Yeah, yeah.
So I went to the mirror into the bathroom. I put on the lipstick and I kind of put it on. I was just like looking at it and I walked around the house for a little bit and I'm like looking in the mirror and I'm like, And so I started running the water and I went, Then I thought again. I said, nope, go there and be yourself and do something different for once in your life. And so I went back into that bathroom and I grabbed that lipstick and I went, really thick and dark. My lips were black. And then I looked in the mirror and I went, let's do it. I drive there, I arrive at the building.
Yeah.
I go in, still nervous, but I got the lipstick on. I can see people looking at me because I'm a rather big black man.
Yeah.
And they're looking at me, and you can see their eyes immediately go down to my lips. Like everybody, even my friends, still everybody, boom, boom, boom.
Wow.
And I'm noticing it because my job is to observe everything because I'm an interpreter.
Yeah.
And they're looking at my lips. Then, sorry.
It's okay.
Then,
You're okay.
after that, I'm in line, the line's curving around, and we're walking. And then it was time for me to show my walk, my runway walk. It's a bunch of people. And I'm standing there, and I'm feeling nervous. And I say, you know what? Let's just do it. And let me just say this. My shoes were feeling really weird.
Yeah.
Okay? I put them on, and it felt weird. So I'm walking, and then all of a sudden, just boom! I'd hit this like stride, and my shoulders were going, and I get there, and I do it again, and I pose, Then I turn around, and I walk back, and then I'm like, yeah. And so after everything, I walk outside, everything's done, and I look down at my shoes. And one of the things that helped me actually get that stride was one of the shoes soles was thicker than the other. And so that kind of gave me like a really like unique, special, or maybe like accented my walk.
Yeah.
And I put that lipstick on and I was just like me. And at the end of the day, I was proud that I did it because when are we going to stop caring about what other people's opinions of us are?
Wow. Yeah.
Because if you're not awful, okay. If you have a dress, it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Because it's not my business to tell you what I think your dress should look like or if you should have one.
Yeah.
It's not my business to do that. And it's not anyone else's business to do that. The point is for the business is to open up the world to see what not only like queer people, what they're doing,
Yeah.
but then also women, what are they doing? And black people and like brown people and like, so Indian people, like there's so many people here in this neighborhood that I love and that I admire so much about like what they do. I know a girl who cooks.
Yeah.
Because she got sick when she was young. And she decided she needed to completely change like her food. She has so many allergies and like so many like restrictions and limitations on food. But you know what? She can cook some food.
Yeah, I bet she can.
And she studied like our stomach like bacteria and with specific like foods together will, give you like gut health.
Yeah.
She learned that. She didn't even go to college.
Wow.
And her food is like banging. And she like sells it. She does like meal plans for people. And people pay for it. And I do it too.
That's amazing.
Because I noticed like, changing like my mood and my body and my health and like how I'm not like bloated anymore. I started slimming down. I was like, wow, this is like crazy. Like so many people are out here like doing real good for people. And she wanted to do that for the black community because like our food is good, but it's also not healthy.
Right.
So
helpful. Yeah. Nutritious. Right. Yeah.
Right. So she wanted to like make like healthy food and put it out there for like people and black people to like eat and go, okay, yeah, I can eat this.
Yeah.
You because sometimes it's hard to like make that transition from like really greasy food, and then also we switch to like healthy food, and we're eating like quinoa.
Yeah,
I can't even say
right.
it, but
Quinoa and what's another one? I don't know, squash.
like
I
sweet
don't know.
potatoes and like squash, yeah, like
Yeah.
that stuff. It can be good, but we need to like figure out how to
You got to learn how
like
to prepare it. Yeah, and they don't teach that in school. They don't teach you how to cook whole foods. And I had my father on the show for the second episode, Dr. Rusty Boothby, and he's been a physician for the last 30 years. A gynecologic oncologist working with women and ovarian cancer, and he spends his whole life taking cancer out of people's bodies. And he tells them, like, I can take the cancer out, but it's up to you to like do the work. You got to change your diet. You got to change your lifestyle. You got to change your mindset because, and he said this on the show. That's where cancer comes from. It comes from our negative thoughts. It comes from eating garbage food. Yeah, just the way we talk to ourselves, the way we treat ourselves. And it's like, the more you tell yourself you're not worthy of life, the more your body begins to believe your mind, and it starts shutting down and creating illness and mental illness and physical illness. And people don't know about it. People don't want to believe that. Because of the narrative that's been painted. Even like what you're saying is like we all need to express ourselves, and we shouldn't be judged, and we shouldn't judge others. And it's like, but why do we? Because since we've been babies, we've been sat in front of a TV, and we're fed these commercials and advertising that tell us that women need to look this way, and men need to look this way, and you must use these products, and we're put in these boxes. And it's like people have been living on this planet for thousands of years. And the whole advertising, TV, the media, that's only been around for like 100 years, not even 100 years, since like the 1940s and 1950s. And yet it's so powerful, and people believe it, and they believe these messages. And it's time for people to take their power back. It's time for people to feel inspired and to inspire others. And to live your life and to live in your fullness. And if people don't understand, fuck them, because it doesn't matter. Because if you keep going and keep living your soul and expressing those things that are inside of you that you just want to express, you're gonna succeed. You're going to live that life that you want. You're going to become that person you want to be. And all those people who are judging you or hating you, a year from now they're gonna say, what's the secret? And you'll tell him, I stopped giving a fuck. Or I started giving a fuck about who I want to be and who I am. And I did the work. And that's all you can do. And we have about 2 more minutes, Alex, just because I got to run to a meeting here at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. But is there any, again, guys, also send some likes. Do you have any comments, any questions that we can answer? Now's the time. And as you guys are commenting, liking, loving, ha-haing, angrying, whatever those Facebook emoji reactions are, I'm going to hand it back to you, Alex, just for a final statement. What the people who watch tonight, what should they leave, from this? What should they leave with? We covered a lot.
Yeah, we did. Well, first, what I want to say is really, I want all of you to like look in yourselves and be really like, not only like introspective, I think I said that right, introspective,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
also like retrospective too. Every birthday, I go to like a hotel, with the exception of my 33rd, I go to a hotel and like alone, and I just sit there and I just think about everything that's happened and just like be by myself. And just really like think about what you think you can do to like improve yourself, and try not to think of yourself as like, oh, I'll never do this, or accomplish that, I'll never do it. No, you can. All you need to do is put in the work.
Yeah.
It can happen. Before, when I started the business and like people were like, "Oh, you can do this and do that and do that," and I was like, "Nah, I'm 33 years old. I'm too old for that."
Yeah.
And now I'm like, maybe I'm not too old for that.
Yeah.
I'm 33, but I look like I'm 25. That's fine, right?
Yeah.
So what I want everybody to do is really be honest with yourself and like swallow those like hard pills, like you said. I've been saying that for a long time too. It's hard to swallow hard pills, but we can and do it. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough at first, but when you go through and come out like the other side, it's gonna be beautiful. And the
Yeah.
last thing I want to say is, please, not only, of course, you're following Michael here on his group, but also I'm set up on Twitter under True True Arts Team. It's one word altogether. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And as I was gonna say, it's true TRUU art team.
Right. True is spelled TRUU, and it's also the same on Instagram. And then also, we're on Facebook as True Space Art. I look out for my next post. I'm going to be doing something like an homage to like National Women's Day.
Cool.
Also, that's the same day as Captain Marvel. Her
Mm,
movie comes out, so
cool.
I'm going to do like, a special like drawing for like the Marvel women.
Yeah. Cool.
And if you didn't know, comic books is my comic books. Is my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Maybe next time I can show you some of my art. I actually have it here, but I forgot.
Yeah. Oh, I'll have to have you back on, man. I mean, this has been such a great conversation. I feel like we could talk for hours. Um, yeah, but maybe after this broadcast, if you want, maybe go into the comments and just put some links to your social media so people can find you easily. Um,
Hmm.
But yeah, Alex, man, thank you so much for coming on the show. Dude, keep going, man. You're doing amazing things. It's inspiring to talk to you, and I'm sure we'll stay in touch. Yeah, man, and have a great night, man.
Thank you so much for having me on here. I actually tagged your other page
Okay.
on my social media, so they're probably like, I'm getting all these like comments
Uh,
popping in on my feed. Where are you?
yeah,
So
it's one of those things. Says like I have my personal page, which I have like 2,000 friends, but then that Michael Boothby Show only has like 250 follow or
uh,
likes. So I'm kind of like gravitating more towards doing it on my personal page and then posting um, the shows onto that page, kind of as a so people can just kind of watch the backlog, for example. So yeah, but I'll be more clear with that next time, man.
hey, I'm not yelling at you. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
So
This
much.
has been
Yeah,
really a pleasure.
cool, man. Have a wonderful night, man. All right, guys, that was Alex Scott. Make sure to follow him on Instagram and Facebook at True Art Team. He's going to post the links in the comments, so make sure to check him out. Yeah, and guys, thank you so much.